Manufacturing has long been a cornerstone of the American economy. It remains a vital driver of innovation, growth, and job creation. But despite its importance, many young people still overlook manufacturing as a viable career path. That's why we're here today, to shed light on the exciting and impactful industry, and why you should consider starting a career in manufacturing. We've had the honor of sitting down with manufacturing business leaders, operators, and partners to understand what keeps them engaged and motivated in the industry. If you're looking for a career that challenges you, rewards you for hard work, allows you to work alongside other talented and creative people, and makes a tangible difference in people's lives, manufacturing could be the perfect fit. And if you're looking for a way to get involved in this exciting industry, Veryable is an excellent place to start. At Veryable, we're proud to offer an on-demand labor marketplace that connects businesses with the skilled workers they need to thrive. Whether you're an experienced operator looking to take on new challenges, a recent graduate looking to build your skills and experience, or a curious newcomer seeking to explore the industry, Veryable can help jumpstart your journey. Stick around to the end to hear an amazing story about how one family was not only able to find work when they needed it, but also how they've been able to start their own business using Veryable. So are you ready to join us and be a part of the rapidly evolving world of manufacturing? Let's get started. To kick it off, we sat down with Community Impact Printing to talk about how they're keeping the world of print alive and growing in Texas. Let's take a look inside to see how they keep communities informed and how they help small businesses thrive.
Community Impact. So we're a printing shop. Our main customer is Community Impact newspaper.
We're actually here for the small business and for the community in general. I don't see us as a newspaper. I see us more as a news source, because the information you get from us isn't going to find online. You won't find it in your today's paper. You'll find it here.
Hyperlocal, hyperlocal, hyperlocal. We only print the news about where you live and what's going on in your community. No one pays for it. It just comes to you, and you're never getting national politics and opinion. You're not none of that stuff that's meant to trigger you or keep you scared or any of that stuff. We're just telling you what's happening right where you live. I think people like that.
It's a very good company to work for, really great benefits, and we're definitely getting to having that business work-life balance, which has been awesome.
Manufacturing in general, right? It continues to be an environment where we need to keep in the US. I think, to me, if we want to continue growing new careers, new job opportunities for the younger generation, you don't want to keep sending products outside of the United States, but you got to grow up that interest in our younger generation.
Well, it's important to the United States because not everybody can afford to go to college and get a 4-year degree. Some people need to move into the labor market and make a livable wage, and manufacturing is one of the few professions where you can do that.
Manufacturing is where things come from. So pretty important to the US, the infrastructure, the economy overall. Yeah, that's the thing, it's tangible. You start with a more raw material and end with a finished product, and you can see it all the way through, and you can, like, I made this. It's not just, I made these numbers appear in the computer to this capacity and was told that that was what I should do. You have a physical thing in front of you. It's like vinyl, man.
I think at the end of the day is getting that understanding of what you were able to accomplish, right? When you work in this type of environment, for you to be able to say, I did that. I actually participated in the process of manufacturing that. I think it just excites anyone, knowing that your hands actually touch one piece of a process to create a product. I think it just brings a lot of excitement, a lot of pride in anyone that works in the environment of manufacturing. This is more of a technologically advanced type of manufacturing where you're communicating with the machines, where you're connecting with equipment, technology, and I think just makes things a lot more exciting, a lot more valuable for those folks that are coming into the manufacturing environment.
You know, I've been in it for 20 years now, so I've seen some of those changes. It is a job like any other, aside from the fact that we have to push ourselves and to get a product out the door. Like again, it's that tangible thing. Like, you're not coming in somewhere where you're going to be asked to sacrifice your body. Just to, it's not that. But you are going to be asked to stand up and put out a quality product and that you can be proud of in the end. I will say, on the nights when I really have to put in the effort and see the end result of my effort, I feel good going home. I don't know how many people can say that. Like, I feel a sense of accomplishment leaving. Like, I don't know where you get that other than something like this. But man, to actually leave and to feel like I did real good tonight, I accomplished this thing, it's nice.
That would probably be one of, as far as our biggest things, is having that work-life balance. You come in, you put in your 8-hour day, 8.5, whatever it may be, and you go home and you actually spend time with the family at home. And that's something that, like I said, we definitely made a change, and people are really embracing that more and trying to get out the mindset of all there is work and then life is second. So that's what we're trying to instill with people that we bring in, new hires and stuff, is letting them know we're definitely a different company from normal manufacturers. Tried things in the past, and this is what's working for us. And we want people to come in, go home, and enjoy life.
I mean, I've told a lot of people about this place. I mean, it's just a good place to work. I mean, they treat you good, a lot of good benefits, decent hours. I mean, this company listens to you. They've taken our feedback and ran with it to keep everybody happy, you know. And to me, that's what I would tell everybody that I've tried to. I mean, I've got about 5 people a job here.
Production manufacturing work has been the closest I've ever experienced to a true meritocracy. You show what you can do and what you're worth, and you move up and you make more money and you get more responsibilities, and it doesn't have to take forever like it used to. That's a good thing, because you can come in and start at a lower level and soon be up high, and you can make good money doing this. That's another thing I don't know if young people know. Like, there's money to be made here. You can support a family, you can live well. Even today, even today, I'm living pretty well off of the manufacturing that's going on here.
There is so much that they can develop from it, from a career standpoint, from a personal standpoint. Not only that they can become assemblers on the production floor, production associates, or people who are actually managing the products on the shop floor, but they can become engineers, they can become designers. Many other career opportunities that you can see within the creation of a product, right? Within the manufacturing of a product. And I think if we continue to support that, it just makes a lot of sense for the younger generation to understand that there's still a need for it. There is still a need for continue to grow within the career, continue to grow within the manufacturing environment, where they want to grow. They want to do something different. They don't want to be stuck in just doing one job, one repetitive job every single day. They want to see something exciting. They want to see something that is going to help them go to that next level, right? And they can decide what's best for them. They can decide which direction they want to go. And the company is always going to support them to go in that direction. When we talk about Veryable, and they get excited because they are coming in not to do just one thing, but also there is so many different other opportunities that they can go after, and they can grow their portfolio, they can grow their experience and their skills. So I think that's what is exciting about it.
You're needed here. We want you so much. It's like, come work for us. We're not indifferent about you like some giant other place would be. I've been doing this my whole life. My dad did this before I did it. We've made our livings off of this. I'm making a pretty damn good living, so just come check it out, and I think you'll fall in love with it. I really do.
Next, we sat down with Josh Montgomery to learn how he uses Veryable to keep his dream job and support his family in all the ways they need.
I'm Josh Montgomery. I've been using Veryable, I think, almost a year now. I was working a 9-to-5 normal job in an automotive factory, and it just kind of burned me out. Just having to be there every day is kind of like a mental block for me. So Veryable, being able to pick up whenever I want, how I want, I don't know, it's just like a mental thing that just gives me a little peace of mind. It was my main thing, and now it's just kind of a thing to supplement. I had an opportunity for a job that under normal circumstances I would have definitely had to turn down because it's only 30 hours a week, and I definitely need full time. But Veryable gives me the opportunity to work the dream job that I like going to every day and I love, and it still gives me the opportunity to make all the money that I need to make to provide for the family. So that getting paid the next day is definitely come in clutch a couple times. I mean, there's been times where I have no money. The job I took, they only get paid twice a month, and I didn't know that at first. So they're doing timesheets and they're putting timesheets in, and I'm like, cool, we're gonna get paid. She's like, no, this is for the end of the month. It was the 15th. And I was like, oh, okay. So I had variable. Next day, we had dinner on the table. So it's definitely been a positive impact on my life. I think right now it's a worker's choice of wherever they want to work. And I think that's another tip of Veryable's hat, because they allow somebody to, you can try on different hats. Like I said, it's like a mental thing for me. Like it's like, gives me anxiety, the thought of having to go somewhere that I've never been every day for the next however long. Like I could hate it the first day. So Veryable kind of gives you a chance to not only make money doing something, but like try things on a little bit. Like maybe you've never been in the automotive industry, maybe you've never been in this industry. You can kind of like lean in different lanes without fully committing to them. So try it on. I mean, don't knock it until you rock it. Until you've been elbows deep in it, you really don't kind of know. Like you can, I guess like you could take people's advice, but like everybody's gonna give you different advice. Like we're all different, we all like different things, we all know different things. I think that it's just try it, and if you like it, you like it, and if you don't, then keep it moving on to the next and figure out what you like. So the last job I had, it was a factory and I was full-time, but the plant shut down for 2.5 weeks, I think. And that was 2 weeks where I was the new guy. I didn't have any paid time off. I didn't have any unemployment. So I was out 2.5 weeks of pay and just had to take it. So that would have been a spot where even if I was working full time, Veryable would have still came in and helped me supplement that money. So I want to buy a house. It's kind of rough in the market, especially where I live on the west side of Michigan. It's crazy out here. So I just want to bring stability for my kids and be a good dad. I mean, that's really my #1 priority right now. And Veryable kind of assists that, because I can kind of pick and choose when I'm away from home and when I'm at work. And that's a blessing for sure.
Coming up, we'll hear from a whole family of operators to hear how Veryable has propped them up and jump-started their way into their own business. So stick around to the end. But now, let's take a look inside ADAC Automotive and how they're opening doors to new opportunities for their Michigan community and their employees.
So ADAC is a tier 1 supplier of automotive products.
We are one of the bigger suppliers for car door handle assemblies, tailgate assemblies. We mold our own parts, we paint our own parts, and then we assemble our own parts as well.
Things still have to be built. People still have to get somewhere, right? Not to get too flag waving, but right, the right to travel is still very much held dear to Americans in America, and we're an integral partner to that. Now, if you want manufacturing specific, I've always thought of it as its own little city. It's come a long way from what manufacturing used to be. We're a very clean environment, very well lit, and we're safe. And quite frankly, it takes a village in order for us to be successful. So when I talk to pending professionals, right, high schoolers that may be going to college or may not be, the answer is the same. We have a home for you, and we have a career for you.
I think it's important to keep it local, right? I mean, I'm from Muskegon. For me to be able to work here at ADAC for what is one of the larger suppliers for the big 3 companies, it's nice to see that local here in Muskegon. So I think it's important to keep those in these smaller communities.
It comes back to pride in the community. Muskegon County, while not small, is still very much traditional West Michigan, very much family is focused, and that's where I think ADAC has that benefit. We think of ourselves as a family, which can sound cliched, but when you think about who do you want to be with and who do you want to spend time with, who do you want to have your back when the chips are down, and it comes down to those that you consider family. I was the prototypical young professional, came in that said I would work in automotive for 2 or 3 years and go find something else to do. Once you get into it, it's one of those things that it's hard to walk away from. So the auto industry is incredible from the fact of it's fast-paced, it's very dynamic, there's always a challenge around the corner.
It's it's a good fit for my family. It's a good fit for my personal life. I'm a coach outside of here as well. So for me as like a team leader, I'm able to take those coaching aspects, implement them into my daily job, because we are training, we're coaching the operators on how to do their job and showing them their strengths of what they're good at, and then also showing them growth areas. So I mean, for me, that's why manufacturing for sure.
So one of my favorite icebreakers when I meet new people, inevitably you play the game of, what do you do? And my standard response back to them is, what kind of car do you drive? Because more often than not, I can then say, we built your handle in Muskegon, or we built that in Saranac. And it's just a great way to forge new bonds. So, you know, it is one of those that you take a lot of pride in seeing things that you helped create in some ways, and then being out and giving value back.
It's actually kind of interesting because when I was an operator, even now still like as a team lead, you see the parts that you physically make on other people's cars. You go down the road every single day and you see stuff that you potentially had an impact on.
We want to create an environment of trust-based relationships, right? ADAC believes in honesty and transparency in all our dealings. And when we're successful at that, that does have a trickle-down effect to the market and to our community partners to know that ADAC is a place where they would want to be and where they would be welcomed. Now, once we get them, then it's on us to hold on to them. So it's creating those really career mapping and progressions, so that you might start as an operator, but if you come in and you have the cultural fit that we need and the skill progresses, then you would have an unlimited opportunity to advance and grow. I can give you multiple instances where people started as literal production operators and now they're supervisors, they're managers, they're directors, or in some cases, obviously, they've learned what they needed here and they've taken their skills elsewhere, and they're continuing to grow and to shape other professionals from things that they picked up here.
Definitely have to be self-motivated, high energy, but also willing to work with the team. Again, I liken it to even being on like a sports team. It's not just an individual aspect of you're running your own line, you're most likely with 2 to 3, 4 other people that, you know, it takes that teamwork, but we all have to be highly motivated. You have to have some kind of a little bit of an energy and a little bit of a personal drive.
Veryable is a platform that is great for anyone, frankly. But yes, with a young professional or emerging professional, Veryable is a great way to get out and see what different industries have to offer, potentially even in various departments. So if they say, well, I tried assembly last week, that really wasn't for me, and I'm gonna go try the paint department this week. The variation in that work may speak to them more. Veryable is a great way to get out and see what different industries have to offer, see what the work is, and get that taste.
Next, we sat down with Detroit Regional Partnership to learn why manufacturing is still so important, not only to Detroit, but the entire country.
So the Detroit Regional Partnership is an economic development organization that represents the city of Detroit and the 11-county surrounding region. Our mission is to attract new businesses and job opportunities to our region. I'm Maureen Donahue-Kraus. I'm the president and CEO of the Detroit Regional Partnership.
So I'm Sarah Gregory. I'm the Director of Talent Solutions here at the Detroit Regional Partnership, and my role is really to help our companies navigate what can be a very complex workforce ecosystem. Every company right now is struggling to find talent, and companies in Michigan are no different, and we're really trying to help them understand where the best resources, programs, partners, collaborations are going to be so that they can find the workforce they need.
So in Detroit and in this region, manufacturing is really in our DNA. It is our history. This is where we rose to prominence over 100 years ago.
Especially in Michigan, manufacturing is absolutely critical. Creating one job in manufacturing creates many other jobs as well. It has a multiplier effect. For us, manufacturing, it's the most important industry in our region, and it employs the most people. But we do work with a lot of partners in the region that are trying to ensure that young people are aware of the careers that are available in manufacturing, that they understand the importance of manufacturing to Michigan, that they have an interest in the field and that they want to work in it because it's the backbone of our economy, which is why we partner with organizations that are doing that good work of making sure that young people are interested in these careers and are prepared for these careers.
You know, I think awareness is the most important thing that we can support with and that our partners are doing. Manufacturing Day is such an amazing example of that. Getting younger people into a manufacturing operation to see that it's not like a picture they might see from the 60s or the 70s, but they're clean and they are, robotic driven and they're technology driven, and some really cool things happen there. So having Manufacturing Day and getting that exposure early on to all the influencers around our future talent is what is going to make a difference.
There are so many opportunities in the manufacturing, industry. I think a lot of times people think about manufacturing as just building things or just putting things together, but there's so much more in manufacturing beyond that. Manufacturing is now a technology sector. There's computers in every single vehicle. There's computers in every single manufacturing floor. There's also a lot of creativity in manufacturing, which I think often gets missed. Engineers and designers who are creating either the concepts or the actual products that are going to be manufactured, that's a very exciting field. But there are career trajectories way beyond that in really any field that you're interested in, whether that's HR and finance, whether that's marketing, whether that's something creative like design and engineering, or actual production. All of those are available to you. And I think that there are also a lot of really great pathway programs that can support individuals in making those career transitions from one step to another, both within Michigan and outside of it.
I think when you look at a career path for anyone, it's learning all you can in the moment, but also thinking ahead. And who are you observing that looks like they're doing something that could be interesting for you in the future? And being that eager student to learn more about it. Even when you're on your current job, is to find out, well, what else can I learn that will get me to that next level? And that cross-learning is super important to identify what a future career path might be. How do you retain your employees? Let them look at what other opportunities there are throughout the company and how they might be able to learn about them and take advantage. I think companies have to take some of the responsibility, and they are, to expose their employees to all aspects of the company.
Yeah, I think anything that gives a student an opportunity or a young person an opportunity to enter the manufacturing floor, see what it really looks like, get the touch and feel for that industry. And with Veryable, they're getting paid while they're doing that. I think would be huge for that interest and that aptitude for manufacturing and the potential for career path in the future. And then on the business side, having the opportunity to bring in the talent on demand and when it's needed is very important for our manufacturers here. And then again, can also help for that career pathway for young people as well.
Now, let's go all the way to Austin, Texas to take a look inside Phoenix Industries to learn how their lights are literally saving lives.
Well, we are an innovator in the lights and sirens technology for police vehicles, emergency vehicles. We make service vehicle lights and sirens, so if you come upon a crime scene or an accident, our lights and sirens might be there. We are the people protecting the people that are doing the first responding or the critical work, the infrastructure work. We care that our end customer has a quality product. We care that people's lives are, of value, that responders have what they need to get to where they need to be. That's huge. Being a first responder is a really tough job. It's hard work, it's grueling work, it's intense work, it's valuable work, and we want to support that with giving them stuff that works, that keeps their lives safe. Even as you're driving, I drive into work in the morning, it's dark, and if someone is pulled over, I don't want to hit a police officer. Their lights and sirens not only alert people to move over, but it lets us know to protect the people that are on the side of the road. And it's really important that people are given the right tools to do what they need to do and not have to think about it. They just can go and save the people that need saving. I love that we as Americans have a great opportunity to innovate, to bring things to a worldwide stage that we can make and create. Manufacturing is my first love outside of my family. I love that it employs people with many talents. We have in this building everywhere from people who can, efficiently screw in parts to people who develop the parts from, software. All of those people are important, and that makes, for me, manufacturing really important to the community. It brings opportunity, especially like this company, to many people. Well, trades of any kind is really important. It's really great to also go to college. It's really great to have an education. It's really great to know how to do high-end things, but it's also good to know how to do trade, get your hands dirty, to know how to fix things. I mean, there's value in that too. And I think it's every bit as important as getting a degree. I think getting in, working hard, knowing how to meet deadlines, how to meet throughputs, there's a lot of things to be learned in an assembly process. But when you're out there, especially my team, they're very agile. So you're going to sit in a place, you're not just going to sit in one place. You can move around and learn a lot of things. I personally started off in manufacturing working a press and have been moved all the way up to a director of manufacturing, but I've done ops, I've done cost accounting, because opportunity was given to me because I started off in an assembly line. And that for me, I think opens a lot of doors. I say get in the ground floor, get your hands dirty, learn. If an opportunity arises for you to move up, do it. Learn everything you can about what you're doing. Challenge yourself to be better every day. It can seem tedious to sit and drill in screws or put in wires or test lights. It can seem tedious doing manufacturing. However, getting in the ground floor is just an opportunity. Learn everything you can. The manufacturing world is huge, diverse. Once you know manufacturing, you can go to manufacturing of any kind, and learn more. There's opportunity, and I think a lot of chance to learn.
Let's go back to Michigan to learn about all the amazing growth opportunities that Antolin provides the people who work there.
For a lot of people, people take pride in the name on your shirt or what you do, or they see a vehicle go down the road and they go, hey, I make the doors, or I make the IPs for that particular car or the headliner, and then questions come back to them. Well, what do you mean, and how do you do that? Well, I do this. I assemble the door panel, and we probably supply 7 different OEMs in this facility, and it could be a Chrysler car, it could be a GM car, it could be a Ford car, it could be a PACCAR truck, it could be a Navistar truck, it could be a Mercedes.
Oh wow, that part's in my car, here it is right here, that's awesome. Or when someone, family or friend buys a vehicle, hey, where I work makes this part right here.
As everyone knows, the automotive industry is the key for Michigan. It is its biggest impact on the state. Manufacturing is a great opportunity because when you're in manufacturing, there's so many opportunities that can promote you individually as you have growth within the company. I have numerous people here that have started on the floor, went to school. We gave them opportunities as skilled trades, and then they've moved into engineering roles. And even managers. It has great opportunities for self-improvement.
I've been here 26 years. First 2 years I was in production, moved myself into a team leader role, and then I moved into a group leader role, and I've been in that for 4 years. I just moved up the chain. There's so many avenues here. You can start out in production, but then the more money you want to make or the higher you want to go, you can move up the ladder pretty easy as long as you continue to do everything you're supposed to do.
And because of the manufacturing, it's multiple different levels of, I call them chimneys, or you have logistics, and you have engineering, and you have manufacturing, and you have production, and you have IT, and these are all the things that you need to run a facility in a tier 1, tier 2 supplier, right? And even the OEMs. There's multiple chimneys, so there's multiple different ways that you can have growth. For us, I probably have 7 or 8 engineers that started at the floor level and have worked through operators, process techs, and maybe gone through maintenance, and now they're working as an engineering level through growth and opportunity. Same with production. I have managers that started at the floor level that are now managers because the growth was there, the understanding was there, and they had a passion to better themselves, and that's what they did.
Next, we sat down with Alexis Flores from the Austin Regional Manufacturers Association to learn all the amazing things being made in Central Texas and why you should get involved.
Austin Regional Manufacturers Association is a trade organization that supports local manufacturing in Central Texas. I am the Director of Workforce for Austin Regional Manufacturers Association, and my main goal is making sure that we are getting an understanding of what manufacturers' needs are in terms of workforce, but also making sure that people are aware of what opportunities they have in manufacturing and how their lives can change from being in that industry. Some of the things that Austin Regional Manufacturers Association is doing is we're working really closely with industry to invite students into their facilities to take tours so that they get a better understanding of what they would be doing in some of these facilities, some of the things that they would be building, and seeing how the skills, the applied skills that they're learning in the classroom is being associated with the things that they're working on in real life. I think why students should be interested in manufacturing is that it's not sitting in front of your computer all day. Even though that's great for some people, not everybody is meant to sit in front of a computer all day. There's people who love working with their hands, who love building things. That's where their creativity thrives. All you have to look at somebody who likes to take things apart, likes to put things back together again. For example, in Central Texas, you can build race cars. You can build rocket ships. Anything that you find interesting is probably going to be a manufacturer in Central Texas, or at least in Texas. On top of that, it's a great way to evaluate where you want to be. So there's a lot of opportunity for you to enter into manufacturing and then pick your career path. You can be an engineer, you can be an operator, you can be a technician. Then you take different career paths from there, and the companies will support you. A lot of these companies are invested in their employees learning, and so they're willing to pay for them to get their education. It's just a really great place to start and not go in debt for your college. Find out what it is that you're really interested in and really grow with the company. There is a big reward. You do with anything and with any career, you always have to work hard and you have to put in the time and the dedication. But when you find your passion, and I think there's so much passion in manufacturing, the average person in manufacturing without a college degree can make $106,000. It's even higher if you're able to get your degree, and that degree can be obtained through the company. A lot of the upskilling programs that I'm working on with Austin Community College, Texas State Technical College, we're looking at that upskilling to be articulated into a college degree. There's a lot of need for supervisor training. So these are all great ways to upskill, to enhance your resume, and to essentially make a lot of money doing what you love. So yeah, that would be the number one thing. You'll make a lot of money if, like anything, you work hard and are dedicated. Veryable is a company that their scope is very broad. They help so many different companies. And so it's a great opportunity for somebody to come in, figure out what it is that they want to do, get their foot in the door with some of these companies. So I think there's a lot of great opportunity with Veryable to get a better understanding of where they want to be in manufacturing. I love working with manufacturing. Everyone across the board is so engaged with their employees, and everyone I've met is so willing to help. I can say that truly manufacturing is just an amazing industry to be a part of. Everyone is invested in seeing you succeed if you want to. And so my genuine passion for it is just making sure that people are aware of this. Again, it kind of goes back to manufacturing had a narrative of not a great industry to work in. And from my personal experience, have had the complete opposite experience. It's my favorite industry to work in. It's the best community that you can engage in, and it's exploding at a rate for potential to be in. And like I said, the most important is to have a great life without going in debt with college, but also the opportunity to continue your education if you'd like to.
Now, let's take a look inside Metal Flow to learn how they're saving lives and proud to do it.
We're a precision metal stamping company. We make all kinds of airbag components as well as fuel system components. But we make parts that save lives every day, and I think that's pretty amazing.
A lot of the parts that we produce are obviously consumable parts in cars that we all drive every day. A lot of airbag components, a lot of critical components that save lives. So we take quality seriously. We live by a rule of quality always. So again, those are all cars that we drive, our families drive every day.
I've been in manufacturing for over 40 years, so started in manufacturing and just kind of stuck there, but definitely like making things. You know, when you're done manufacturing something, you have something you can show and showcase.
So working in automotive manufacturing, there's a lot of pride in looking at the parts that we make. Actually being a consumer that gets into cars, and I'm a big car guy, so being able to go in and touch and see some of those parts. And some of the parts that we see are way under the hood and you don't get to see the full assembly, but to know that you're having the impact. You're driving down the road and see a cool Viper or something like that and say, yeah, we make parts for that, you know? So I've been able to do that in my career a lot.
Well, I started in manufacturing as a temp right out of high school, and I basically worked my way up into a quality position, and I love it. I love every single bit of it. I learn something new every single day, and it's a different challenge every day.
So I've been in manufacturing for 29 years now. Manufacturing in America, you know, creates a lot of jobs. Obviously, I heard of one statistic one time, for every one manufacturing job, it feeds like 7 other families. Automotive manufacturing is very fast paced. Every day is different. I see it as every day a new challenge. You know, you come in and again, you don't know what you're gonna get, but it's a challenge for the day, and you know, you have all day and all night to make it better.
Some days it can be a bit tiring, but at the end of the day, when you know that you've reached your goal and got the parts that you needed to make and they're ultimately saving lives, it is very satisfying.
It's not like maybe you grew up thinking of, you know, old factories and dirt and smelly and all of that. In today's manufacturing, and they call it Industry 4.0, you're dealing with a lot of technology. Now we're dealing with a lot of AI technology, and it's just cool to see it evolve. Again, I watched it evolve quite a bit, and to see what some new people are bringing into the industry and what they can do with certain things is pretty cool.
I would say start out and see which direction it takes you. I ended up in quality, whether it's a maintenance technician or a tool and die maker, whatever the case may be. I think there's lots of opportunities to go in different directions and get that on-the-job training.
Try different places, see what you like, and see where it takes you. A lot of different companies, Metalflow included, do offer college tuition reimbursement, which is amazing for a lot of young kids who don't know which way they're gonna go, and they stumble into something that they like and kind of can pursue it from there.
I think from what Veryable does, allows employees to get into different companies and different areas to kind of experience what they want to do.
Now, let's sit down with John Walsh from the Michigan Manufacturers Association to learn about the amazing opportunities in the world of manufacturing.
The MMA was founded 120 years ago to create an environment where manufacturing could thrive in the state of Michigan. Manufacturing is a huge driver of wealth and opportunity in any state or any country that pursues it. It employs here in Michigan 20% of our workforce, so it's a big impact for our state. So we think young people have a great opportunity in manufacturing. There are good paying jobs at all levels. There are benefits. Most manufacturers offer very good benefits, stable employment, but interesting employment. You know, this isn't yesteryear's manufacturing where you're just banging out a single widget one after another. You have to have a degree of intelligence, application, hard work, creativity to work in the manufacturing environment today. It's an exciting environment, one that we think is very rewarding, both financially but also personally as you build things. The other thing that I would mention is it's something to be very proud of. For some reason, for years we've decided everybody has to go to college. That's not true. There are a million ways to make a living, particularly in this country. And we shouldn't limit ourselves to just a college track. That said, somebody that starts even on the line or in packaging, they're just getting into the industry, as they grow, they have the opportunity to go back to school, often supported by the state or their employer, to keep skilling up. That might lead to a degree. Somebody might say, you're really good at what you're doing. We think you're ready to go into management, to begin being a supervisor on the line. That could lead to a bigger and bigger role. And this opportunity to go back and forth from the workplace to college, earn up a little few more credits, maybe a degree, and rise if you wish, or stay in the area that you like. A lot of flexibility. There's many ways that you can explore manufacturing. It can be just as simple as going on the web, put in manufacturing, and there are many institutions, companies that are being forward with what it's like to be in a manufacturing environment. You can learn about the demands, the opportunities, the wages, the ability for promotion over the years. That kind of ground zero. Start there, do that. Try to see if you can meet people either in your family or in your neighborhood, that are in manufacturing. High schools are more and more now returning to that focus on technical skills and opportunities, and they may have internship programs. So it's not always delivered straight to the student, but with requests and inquiry, it can be found easy enough. Veryable's flexibility is one part of why it's, I think, an awesome solution for the employee and the employer. You know, a young person can go on, they can sample the working world and they can take a look at it. Every manufacturer is different. Every industry, every manufacturing industry is different. And as you move around, I think the ideal of Veryable is, yes, address the labor issue, get people to work, fill the needs that the employer has, but it also gives the person an opportunity to look around until they find a match. We want to get our young folks back involved. Whatever fits their bill, their desire to do moving forward, we want to make sure that they at least have the opportunity to see what manufacturing is all about.
Finally, we sat down with the Cordier family to learn about where they came from and how they're using Veryable to get where they're going.
I'm Andre Javon Cordier, and I've been using Veryable since April of 2019. Before Veryable, I was in the military. I retired out of the military. I was in school at the time. I was studying to be a chef, surprisingly. And one of my classmates, he told me about Veryable. And then I downloaded the app and went on there, and like my whole life changed after that.
How you doing? My name is Percy Joseph Cordier III. I've been dealing with Veryable June 2019. Our father passed away, and both my brothers cornered me like, dude, you're not staying in California. So make a choice. And at the time, my fiance was pregnant. So come to Texas, and it was kind of hard finding a job. My brother told me about the app. So I go do everything he said to do. I said, oh yeah, Veryable. Right on time.
It opened up different opportunities for me. I saw different avenues of how to make money, and basically I needed to make just a little bit more than what I was making with retirement and things like that. But I really didn't want to work a traditional 9 to 5 again. I wanted to be able to kind of get in and get out, because I felt like I already worked the job that I needed to work, and now I just want to work when I would like to work. That's probably, for me, that's the best thing about it, because the jobs are going to be there. You may not always get the job you want, or they may not always pick you when you want them to pick you, but overall, you can find what you're looking for on Veryable, and just the freedom to go and work when I choose to is probably the best and most rewarding part about Veryable.
Hi, I'm Andre Cordier Jr. I've been doing Veryable for about 4 years now. So I just graduated in 2019. From there, I wanted to start finding a new job since I already was a high school graduate. My dad put me on Veryable. So the first one I did was moving. Very first op was call box storage. From there, I kept doing them. I had like about 157 ops with them. And then from there, I just said, I like it. Honestly, I feel like I want to work here, and I got hired on. But then sadly, the business shut down. And after that, I just hopped back on Veryable just to figure out another job to work from.
But I've worked a lot of different jobs. Overall, they all been fun and interesting to work. The company that I work for now is a company called UST, which helped me branch into my own line of business. With UST, they're a major contractor for companies like Home Depot, Lowe's, Best Buy, things of that nature. And I was just offloading trucks. And one day they had an open house for people that was interested in being independent contractors. So I went, learned everything I needed to learn. Next thing you know, I'm starting an LLC, and I'm getting EIN numbers and doing it all. And then I started my own business. So now I'm contracted through UST to work for Lowe's, Home Depot, Best Buy, and everything else. And I hired my son, who also works for Veryable, and I hired my brother. So even though all of us still work Veryable, we've started our own business.
But he wanted to hire me and my uncle on, So you have people that you can actually trust and work with. So I was like, okay. From there, I'll just be working with Veryable, do other ops and bids for them until the business finally starts up.
For that to happen, I would have to say I had to credit Veryable for kind of, I don't want to say giving me that push because I believe it was all in me, but they really helped as far as opening my eyes to the possibilities of me being my own boss. So once I joined Veryable and once I really start working and networking through Veryable, it's endless opportunities to be your own boss. You just have to kind of reach out there and figure out what you like for yourself and go from there. And that's exactly what I did.
I'm at that age now where it's not about me anymore. It's about the kids, the ones under us. So the plan is work this business, get it fully functional, make sure it's self-sufficient, start another one. Each child has a business.
You know, thanks to Veryable, it really helped me establish the entrepreneur side of what I'm trying to do. Things that you need to have that push, that drive, to not only help myself, but to be able to give opportunities to other people. Right now with my business, I feel like I'm close to the point where I'll still be working with Veryable, but instead of me looking for a job, I'm looking for workers through Veryable. And that's my goal. I'm trying to be that guy on Veryable that's asking Veryable for workers. So I feel like right now I'm in that right position to make that happen. If you stick to what you know, you'll never grow. And when I first started Veryable, I just stayed in my comfort zone. But as I start seeing different jobs on there, that's when the light went off. That's when you really start to see the opportunities that they have, because everybody has a different fit. But with Veryable, there's so many different shoes you can possibly wear if you just give it a shot.
The benefits of Veryable to that person to be the flexibility in your schedule. You'll be able to work when you can and when you want to, and still go to school if that's what you're doing. So I think it's a great platform, man. Anybody, like I say, if you're in between things, don't know what you want to do, it's great for you. If you're trying to focus on getting to that next level and you need something to hold you, it's great for you, man. If you already have a good idea of what you want to do and you just need that avenue, it's great, man. I wish I'd have thought of it.
Definitely a massive jump for my life. It done so much for me. It made me become more social, helped me with my communication skills with customers, became more of a team player on the team to help out the warehouse and them.
Veryable is great. You find yourself where you feel like you lost everything and you got to start over. You don't know which direction to go into, and you run into somebody and they tell you about this app. Don't just sit and be a victim. Get up. You are very able.
I would have to say achieving an American dream, or just achieving a dream that you may have in general, is never been easier. I was in the Army. I served for 22 years. As far as where I've been, you would have had a better answer if I told you where I wasn't, because I've been everywhere. I missed a lot of family time, but believe it or not, working on Veryable with my brother and my son, I've made up so much of that time missed being around the world, serving the country. So now me being through Veryable, being on my own business, working with my family, I'm capturing all those moments again that I missed. And I truly got to thank Veryable for that.
And there you have it, a thorough glimpse into the exhilarating world of manufacturing. Our heartfelt gratitude goes out to our business leaders, partners, and operators who dedicated their time and knowledge to provide us with an in-depth understanding of the industry. To our viewers, thank you for taking the time to be a part of this journey and for your interest in manufacturing. Remember, the future of manufacturing is forged by those bold enough to embrace it. We hope to see you as part of this future. Now go out there and make your way.